I'm Mr. Salerno, and this is Flame, and Dr. Monique is here. Welcome, Dr. Monique. We're glad you made it on the show, and we want to welcome you to the News of Camelot. Today's Friday, February 28th, 2025. It's the last day of the month. Wait, that's kind of interesting, right? February only has 28 days. How about that, Dragons? Well, we have a dynamic show, and before we get going on that, let's hear what Ermi has to say. Take it away, Ermi.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The moment of silence.
Excellent work, Jeremy. We're so glad you led us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence. Flame, did you know that it's the last day of February? And the last day of February marks a special, particular focus on what's called International Polar Bear Day. How about that? International Polar Bear Day brings awareness that polar bears, while they might not live in Annandale, and they are a friend of Flame, there are fewer polar bears that are in the world because of so much global warming and so much of the ice caps that are in the Arctic melting more and more. So if you think about ice, if you went and took some ice and you wanted it to stay frozen longer, you would keep it in a cold place. The ice wouldn't just disappear all of a sudden, but if you kept the ice out longer in warmer temperatures, it would probably melt faster. That's what's happening to polar bears. They're not able to get onto the ice as long, which is where they get their food, right? And look at this. Dr. Monique, you'll love this. Check out this quick clip about how polar bears have this special fur that allows them to handle the cold weather.
Now, the researchers insist Arctic people have known about the polar bear's special anti-ice abilities for centuries. But the team found that the oils in the bear's fur contained a lot of fatty acids when compared with other mammals, which makes sense since polar bears often feast on seals, a pretty fatty diet.
Neat stuff, and you might be asking yourself, well, what can I do to help a polar bear? There's not a lot of polar bears in Annandale. Well, what you can do, Dragons, is take care of your environment. And when you think of appreciating what the environment gives us, you want to give back by conserving energy, doing your part to walk instead of take a car, so that there are fewer emissions in the air that make the environment just a little less safe. So on International Polar Bear Day, you can read about polar bears, or you can do your part to help the environment. Dun-dun-dun. It's time for the birthday box. I'm glad you brought that up, Dr. Monique. Did you know, yes, we have a big apology for not having the news yesterday, but we're really excited for today's news, Dragons, because not only are we learning about polar bears, we got a lot of birthdays to get to. Let's start with yesterday. Yesterday, we had birthdays on the 27th for Shawan in second grade. Good job, Shawan. Happy birthday to you. Felix in kindergarten. Happy birthday to Felix. Nice work. Now, let's shift to today. Let's get to today, Flame. Today, we have Lita in first grade. Happy birthday to Lita. Nice job there. So let's do tomorrow. Keep the spirit going. Cora in third grade. Happy birthday to Cora. Angel in kindergarten. Happy birthday, Angel. Gianna in pre-K. Happy birthday, Gianna. And this says that it's Miss Park's birthday. Miss Park is the nice lady in the cafeteria that allows us to get our lunch. Happy birthday to Miss Park. Neat stuff. And now that we're in this great mood, we're helping out polar bears. We have all these celebrations. It's Tasty Fish time. It's Tasty Fish time. We love Tasty Fish, and we haven't read about Tasty Fish in a little bit. So let's get to it, Flame. This one is from Louis. He wants to give a Tasty Fish to Byron because he is super kind to me all the time. Excellent work. Just like our Friday focus is, appreciating the good in others. We've got Joey. Hey, Joey in fourth grade wants to give a Tasty Fish to Grayson because Grayson always is making me laugh and going with the flow. Just goes with the flow. That's how it is. Joey, thanks for pointing that out. Grayson, great work. And this Tasty Fish is from Aisha. She wants to give it to Zaina and Ratil because they both never They always stay calm, and they talk kindly about others all the time. And look at that dragon. She even circled today, Friday, knowing that we appreciate the goodness in others. Now, we were going over and saying this flag display out in the side is really neat with Miss Flaherty's Word of the Week. Isn't that the neatest? Well, dragons, check this out. We got this postcard in the mail. It doesn't say Go-Gurt. It says Kodiak cakes. Kodiak cakes. We don't have a real interesting thing to say. We could try something. Maybe Miss Flaherty sent something for bears, right? So let's think of a fun little rhyme here. Ready? If it's Kodiak cakes, then for goodness sakes, it must be from Miss Flaherty. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can work with that. I wonder which side should we read, Flame? What's you want to read? Oh, read the ink side. Okay. Here we go. Dear Flame, thank you to all the dragons that worked on recognizing the goodness in Black History Month. Yes, today is the 28th. There are so many inspiring stories that it brings us to my word of the week. Okay. It pertains to Black History Month and is something that happens when a person improves the lives of others. Okay. It has 6 letters and is 2 words in one. The first letter is a vowel and the last letter is the letter T. Do you think you know what it is? Lots of love, Miss Flaherty. She wrote so much, she had to go on the other side. Look at that, dragons. So if you had to say, if you improve the lives of others, what does that do to others? 6 letters. First letter begins with a vowel, and it's 2 words in one, with the last letter being the letter T. If you think you know, dragons, send something in the mailbox. You can send us a note on email, or you can just deliver the message to Miss Oaks, and we'd love to read it on the air. So, on behalf of Flame, on behalf of Dr. Monique and all of her intelligence, I'm Mr. Salerno. Have an awesome weekend, dragons. Make sure you see the goodness, be the goodness, and we can't wait to see you on Monday. Thanks, everyone.